Hello, everyone. My name is Michiko Hayashi from Emoto Peace Project in Tokyo. Today, I am so happy that I have my dear friend who lives in Bahamas, and his name is Cairo Rocha. Hello, Cairo.
Hi, Michiko. How are you today?
Thank you so much. I'm doing very well. Thank you. And thank you so much. どうもありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
Oh, I'm so happy you can be here with me for this Emoto Peace Project YouTube channel. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Michiko-san, and I'm so happy that you opened this space.
Well, thank you. For me, you're so special because you lived in Japan for some years before and you speak Japanese, and just for me, you're such a special person.
Thank you very much, Michiko-san, and I'm so happy that you carry on this beautiful work that Emoto Sensei was started.
Well, actually,
everything comes together.
Thank you. Well, actually, you met Dr. Emoto too, right?
Yes.
He was in Bahamas, you said? I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yes, he was here conducting a series of seminars at the yoga retreat.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Shivananda yoga retreat in the Bahamas.
Oh, wow.
And I was there attending, and at the end of the ceremony, whatever he was doing, they asked me if I could take him to a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, by all means, it would be a pleasure.
Oh, wow. I wish I had been there at that time. Do you remember what year it was?
This has been a long time. I would say 6 years, or I don't remember. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was here with special conference, yoga retreat. And it was such a pleasure talking to him while I was driving. I was driving slowly, so we could have more time to chat.
Was he with his wife, Mrs. Emoto?
Yes, she was here. She was helping him.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's right. She's still in that office, and we work together. Well, she comes in about twice. Sometimes she comes in once a week, sometimes twice a week, and does the accountings and all that. So, well, before I start interviewing you, I mean, let me please introduce you to everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Cairo Rocha is a modern day practitioner of alternative medical treatment, which has its roots in ancient Asian medicine, consisting mainly of Chinese and Japanese and Tibetan methods. Wow, this is really fascinating. I knew all about that, but for all the people who are listening, I think it's very fascinating. And Japanese healing methods of acupressure and acupuncture are included. And you are using these methods. It's wonderful. So tell me, so you have your institute or clinic in Nassau, Bahamas, right?
Yes. After, as I said, I spent 4 years in Japan, which it was an amazing experience for me. And as I shared with you, even though it was totally different country, different language, but I felt totally at home.
Yeah.
Totally at home, and the way, the spirit, everything that people say, the attitudes resonated so much with me.
No, because I can feel that I can just see that you are fitting in Japan so perfectly, because for some reason you must have been a Japanese person, or you had been you were a Japanese person in the past life, maybe, because to me you're really more Japanese than other person in living in America. I just feel your spirit is Japanese, your soul or something is really Japanese.
Yes, it's a was very powerful, because I understand, Ishiko, that when we go to places far away and meaningful to you, there are basic three main reasons. One, to connect, disconnect, or reconnect.
Yeah.
Which I think it was my case. I
Right.
went to Japan to reconnect with something very precious
Mm-hmm.
in me, and my experience that I had in the past.
Oh gosh,
And
that's
yeah, because all everything now makes sense to me.
oh yeah. Well, I'm so happy you were here. You came here. When was that? It was that you said it was like 1983?
1983. I think if I may share
Sure,
everything that
please,
took me
please do.
there. Well, basically, it's a long story, but I'll try to make it short.
Mm-hmm.
I I studied geology in Brazil. I was in the middle of the course, but I had a feeling that what I was doing kept me away from people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so labs and places, and I wanted something that would be close to people, interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to stop and study law.
Oh,
Became a lawyer, bengoshi.
弁護士さんね。
Uh,
はい。A
bengoshi-san,
lawyer. What kind of lawyer
lawyer.
were you?
It was basically I was general lawyer, was
Uh-huh.
more like into international law.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw how things are done, practice, I felt a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Not the way things are, but in relation to myself. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of lost. I didn't know what to do until one day I saw this ad, Douyin Weekend.
Mm.
Douyin is a Japanese
Uh-huh.
acupressure, yeah, following the
Uh-huh.
meridian,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for some mysterious reason, I decided to go, and it changed my life completely. Yeah,
Wow. So that
that's
really
it.
happened like this.
I got.
Oh
And
wow. Mm-hmm.
immediately after I left the course, I met this acupuncturist. He was already about to retire,
Mm-hmm.
and he had studied acupuncture with a samurai descendant in Japan
Mm-hmm. Wow.
after the war,
Mm-hmm.
and he took him as an apprentice. And this is precisely the person I met. And he said, go to Japan to study
Oh,
acupuncture.
oh wow. So at that time
He
you were
kept
in
saying,
Brazil still.
I
You were
was in
in
Brazil.
uh-huh.
I was in Brazil, and he kept saying, go to Japan,
Oh wow.
until I saw that I say, well, it makes sense to me because I'd like to know more about what I've just learned.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed a sign. I couldn't just go like this. I studied
Sure.
so many things, and I had this dream that I
Mm-hmm.
shared with you. If I may, I can share with your
Sure.
friends.
Please do.
This dream, I was in a room, a very large room, and in front of me, it was like a blue and white Japanese porcelain
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
from Kyushu,
Uh-huh. Right. Uh,
broken into pieces. Oh, as far as my eyes could see, pieces and pieces and pieces.
wow.
And behind me, there was a voice saying, "Go and put the pieces together."
Yeah. Wow. God.
I understood that this is a very serious suggestion. And
Mm-hmm.
then, by coincidence,
Mm-hmm.
one of the most traditional schools of acupuncture of Tokyo
Mm-hmm.
was opening the doors for the first time for foreigners. So I bought my ticket and everything
Wow.
started
So
happening.
you were meant to go or you were meant to come to Japan. I mean, it's really so natural that happened, you know.
Yes,
You
yes,
you were brought your some kind of energy, the it worked, the divine kind of energy
yes.
worked for you to
And
bring you to Japan.
an interesting thing, Michiko,
Mhm.
during that time, I haven't made up my mind, but I started reading The Shogun, the book
Aha, Shogun?
with
Ahai.
James Clavell.
Hi.
And I was, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing.
So you were getting all prepared for everything. I mean, to come to Japan.
Yes, without me knowing, there was some sort of preparation for that.
Yes.
So, as I said, when I arrived, I didn't know many things. I didn't know the language,
Mm-hmm.
but I was so totally comfortable with people, everything. So when I went to my first course and
Mm-hmm.
study, I was, I knew my way around.
Wow. So So you started to study acupuncture in Japan. Where you said it was in Yokohama?
No, it was my original school was in Shinjuku.
Oh, in Shinjuku.
But I found this. I don't know if you can see.
はい、東京ハリキュー、はい、ハリキュー銃声専門学校。Wow. Okay. I
This
see.
was in Shinjuku, but mine was Yoyogi branch.
Yoyogi.
Yoyogi. And I found this just dealing with this the other day.
Yeah.
And but it started working, but things would start coming to me very easy. And then at some point in my course, in the beginning, I could get away with some English, but then at some point I was assigned to different teachers, different masters. Yeah. So then I went to study with Goto Sensei, which is in Yokohama, which became my main sensei and my main friend, a big friend of mine, who I call him friend up to this day.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So you learned mainly, I mean, after that, you learned mainly from that friend or sensei, teacher.
Yes. From that, I started working more like practice. And also at that point, I was expected to speak some Japanese. Right? And then I started developing, and I was one of the few at that time that had a little car. And I decided not to go by train. I looked at the maps, studied the maps, and used to drive all over Japan in my little car.
Oh, wow. Really? I didn't know. I don't even drive in Tokyo because it's so scary for me. It's just the roads are so narrow and people are just walking bicycles and
yes.
But so wow, that you were
amazing. It was very helpful. Two main things happened to me. One, I went to as part of my assignment as a student. By the end of the course, I needed to go to a place where they make moxibustion, Oku. They process everything. And this was in Niigata.
Niigata.
So I drove all the way from Tokyo to Niigata.
On the highway.
Kosokudoro,
yeah.
When I got to Niigata, I knew how to get, I had a map to the factory. It was a farm run by a couple, a lady and a husband. But before I got there was this bus in the middle of the road with a big commotion, people outside the bus talking. I stopped the car and say, what's happening? Somebody came to me and say, oh, we found this Akira, this small dog, a puppy in the middle of the road. Yeah, Akita. And we don't know what to do with it. Can you take it and just put it in my lap?
Oh my
gosh! It's hard for me, so I don't know how to do. But anyway, it was already on my lap, and I carry on driving to the farm, to the factory.
So so did you get that dog, or you didn't really take that dog with you?
I did. They gave it to me. I put it in my car and I drove.
So he became your family?
Yes, for a while. But then I got to the factory. I met this couple. Beautiful, very nice, gentle couple. That the factory that makes moxibustion. And then I asked them, would you be interested in having this puppy? Because I don't have space in my house. And I said, hold on. They started talking to each other. Then they came back to me and said, okay, we can take the dog, but can we call him Cairo?
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So you left part of yourself there.
Yes. It was meant to be for them.
So the puppy dog, Cairo lived with them for a long time?
For a long time.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice.
It was a wonderful experience. And then on my way back, I stopped at a place where they make rice paper.
Oh, wow.
Yes, a rice baker. And then it was this man. He was an elderly. He was very agree to me, very smiling, and he showed me how paper is made.
Uh-huh.
So I went there and I saw this lady. She was holding a frame, almost
Mm-hmm.
like a frame, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with and she would dip it in
Dip it.
water, something
Yeah.
white, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
that,
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then finally, when it was enough thing on the surface, she would deposit on a deck, a wooden deck,
Mm.
and that would become the
Right.
paper.
Paper.
It's
They
dry,
they just dry it. Right.
dry. It was
Mhm.
fascinating. So I asked the master, how long does it take for somebody to master this? He said, 50 years.
Oh my gosh. 50 years.
Years.
No wonder
So,
not many people are making paper Japanese, traditional Japanese paper
yes,
anymore.
very. It's something. That's why I understood when I was studying acupuncture,
Hmm.
because as I said before the other day, Michiko,
Hmm.
it wasn't that the doors open immediately for you.
Right.
They open slowly in Japan or in those days,
Hmm.
provided they know how much interest you have in the philosophy, the spiritual aspect of it. Yeah. Once they realized that, the doors started opening for you.
Yeah. It's for everything here in Japan. We have a very unique culture where when people want to learn a traditional Japanese technology, such as Japanese paper or even like porcelains or even sword, katana,
Katana.
anything, or even like carpenters also building things or even cooking, Japanese cook also. What we do is for first probably 3 years or so, teachers do not teach you directly. We have to be watching and learning from just by watching and cleaning, doing things around it. And
Yes.
if you learn it by watching, then after 3 years, we start doing things slowly, slowly.
Yes, yes,
So,
exactly like that. Yeah.
mhm. So for you, learning acupuncture was like that slow, slow way also.
Yes, first I say that the teacher, my main master, asked me to hold a tray with
Yeah.
needles for him,
Mm-hmm.
which was a big honor.
Uh-huh.
Then later on, I would remove the needles after the treatment was finished.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a gradual thing. And
Gradual, yeah.
my main sensei once he asked me to treat his mother,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
which was a big honor for me. I was a bit, shaky.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Mm-hmm.
big honor to treat a mom.
Yeah.
And then in the end, finally, my main teacher decided to travel or had to
Mm-hmm.
travel. And he gave me the key to his office to see all his
Oh.
patients. It was a big honor. It's a big thing. As you
Mm-hmm.
know, in Japan, there's no much, the communication, not so much with words,
Words, right?
but gesture.
Exactly.
There's a meaning
Yeah.
behind everything.
Right. That giving the key really means so much because he would not do it without any trust. He
Yes,
trusted you. That's the first thing. And the second thing is he knew that you are good enough to do that. So
understand.
to run that um, center for
Understand.
him on behalf of him. So that was a real honor, I think.
You're huge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very big honor.
And,
Yes. Wow, how
and
exciting.
people ask me what, people ask me a lot and about if I could, think about or explain what I took from Japan besides learning acupuncture. I
Hmm.
said so many things, but there's this quality, Japanese qualities. They're like perseverance
Hmm.
and the quest for perfection.
Right.
You know, they just stay like you said about your husband with the guitar
Yeah.
until you're ready, until it's perfection.
Uh-huh.
Just carry on. You
Yeah.
just carry on trying.
Right.
This is amazing. And it was very, very important to me, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I never think that is enough. I always try my best, improve a little bit of, in
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
This is very much Japanese.
I think but everyone all I to me, especially Japanese people, all through our life, it's a quest of learning and
Yes.
improving, and with sincerity, integrity, loyalty,
Yes.
and all that. So, and I think you really fit in Japan because you have that very interesting. I can sense, I can feel that in you, and that's why you felt so comfortable living in Japan.
Thank you, Nishiko. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
very much. And then of the things that I left Japan with, as I said, after I left Japan,
Mm-hmm.
I went to study in Germany,
Mm,
uh, natural medicine.
right.
But I didn't know I could practice acupuncture
Mm-hmm.
outside Japan,
Mm-hmm.
outside that environment.
Right.
So every time people ask me, "Oh, I've heard that you study acupuncture in Japan," I would kind of gently change the subject. But when after I finished my study in Germany, I returned to Brazil.
Mm.
But then I had no excuse. There was a number of people, my family, waiting for me. So that's
Oh,
how I got involved
with
back to
acupuncture.
acupuncture.
Oh, that's actually, I think it's really wonderful that you combine, you combined acupuncture and natural medicine also, right?
Yes, basically, people ask me nowadays,
Mhm.
what is it that I do?
Mhm.
It's hard for me to say.
Yeah, because
I
you have
say,
so
well,
many things that you can combine. I mean, many you I know that you are using the method of helping with food that we eat, and Western method, and also Chinese and Japanese and everything. I mean, it's alternative. You have so many ways to help people.
yes, as I said, this quest of to learn and to
Mhm.
improve has been throughout my life. So I studied Japanese acupuncture in Japanese culture as much as I could. Then Chinese, of course. Afterwards, I pursue something. And finally,
Sure, sure.
Tibet. The
Mhm.
Tibetan medicine was the last one that I wanted to incorporate.
Mhm.
Before I started, then I went to Germany and studied natural medicine from
Mhm.
European tradition.
Mhm.
And then back to Brazil, I was invited to teach. I was teaching acupuncture, moxibustion in the school.
Uh-huh.
So over the years, I tried to assimilate everything I could because basically,
Mhm.
as I said before, true healing, true healing is self-healing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Your body has everything it takes to heal itself.
I
My
totally
role
agree.
is just to assist a little bit, move things out of the way, and stand back.
Mhm.
And for that, it can be acupuncture, it can be just a smile,
Mhm.
it can be just, a suggestion here and there.
Mhm.
But the magic is within the self.
Yeah,
The
right.
magic's in yourself.
That's true. Um, I always say these days, I always say people, including myself too, we always, human beings tend to say, I am healthy or I am happy because of this. I am angry. I am angry because of this. I am worried because of this. Or I am smiling and happy and do because of this. I
Yes.
am, but everything is just starts from within, actually. If
Yes.
I don't have any anger in myself, I don't feel any anger. If I
Exactly.
have happiness within, I don't need to look for happiness outside. It's actually, we have everything within.
Yes.
We just
Exactly.
have to, yeah, we just have to
Exactly.
remember that.
Yeah. Question, remember an interesting thing. I was talking to a patient of mine this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about the situation of things and the lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying that in US and English, they have a very interesting word that's very hard to translate into Portuguese or any language to
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
which is mattering. What really matters.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one thing that the whole pandemic is teaching us,
Mm-hmm.
is that since we cannot go outside the way we used to, we are forced to go inside.
No,
And
that's
by
beautiful.
going inside, you discover this amazing universe, this amazing universe of possibilities that was there all along.
Ah.
So if you cannot go outside, go inside. I think that's the message I'm getting from all of this.
Um, I totally agree, and I think it's really beautiful the way you explain. You said, and to me, this COVID also means at the beginning, last year, at the beginning, we didn't know why this happened. If so, it was really chaotic. But now, when we look back, everything that we took granted is not anything that we should have taken granted.
Yes.
And instead we should have been really appreciated for everything we had. And
Yes.
now we're learning that we really appreciate being able to be here alive, to be able to be with a family, to be able to have friends, even to be able to breathe. I mean,
Yes.
everything. There are so many things that we can be appreciative of. Actually, everything is really a matter of being grateful.
Yes, yes. And that goes back to the Japanese techniques, this perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been to many places in Japan, like when they treat people with some disability.
Mm-hmm.
And one of so many, but one of the ones I liked the most was pottery.
Pottery,
And
yeah.
so as you say, as I mold, as I create the
Mm-hmm.
pottery,
Mm-hmm.
it molds myself.
Oh wow. I have never done it, so I don't know. Yeah.
It's like, and the same thing with origami.
Mm-hmm.
As I create the
Mm-hmm.
origami creates me.
Wow.
So there is this amazing feeling of accomplishment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
once you create something out of paper or clay or nothing. So this is beautiful. And once we get in touch with that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's maybe forced by circumstances
Mm-hmm.
like we're doing, I'm very optimistic into thinking that once the dust settles, they'll be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Have a wonderful life, wonderful experiences because you become richer inside
Right, inside, yes.
with lots of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be fine. Beautiful.
It's well, because I think you have so many experiences in different places with cultures and different fields. So you are so rich in your heart, in your spirit. And I think many people can experience within themselves, I mean, just in their home, called our body too, and spirit. So just look around and feel the universe, feel nature, feel air, feel wind. Then we feel, what a beautiful world I'm living. So
Yes. I always remember, Michiko-san, when I was going to school every morning, my station, my Yoyogi Koen.
Yoyogi Koen, yeah.
My station.
Wow.
So I was going, every time I was going to the station, I would go through a narrow road and a house. There was this voice, Ohayo gozaimasu. I look around, I couldn't see anybody.
Wow.
But I was saying, how interesting. Somebody saying good morning to me. And I was very happy about this. This happened many days, many times. Ohayo gozaimasu. And I couldn't see anybody.
No?
One day, yeah. I followed the voice,
Mhm.
and it so happens there was a bird, Kyukancho. Kyukancho. It was somehow every time I pass, I say, "Good morning."
That's so funny. But isn't that nice?
Yes.
You can
So
tell
that
the
was like
birdie was greeting you every morning.
so that made my day. I started, wow, that's wonderful.
You know, here in Japan, the train stations are so busy in the morning. In Tokyo, I don't know about other cities, but in Tokyo, every morning when I go to the train station, I hear the birdies chirping. And it actually, it's a recording that the train station is just kind of letting us hear so that we feel some
Yes,
kind of nature in there.
yes, absolutely. It wasn't my day, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I like the idea too. Oh, it's so, I think, I think people who visit your clinic is really, I mean, they're so fortunate to meet. I mean, I feel that way. If I were living in Bahamas, I would love if there's any problem or anything. I mean, even without having any problem, I would be visiting your clinic and then happy spending, sharing the happy moment with you. And you know, I mean, I really never really met anyone who has combined European, Japanese, and Chinese and Tibetan methods to help people. I mean, this is really, you are an amazing person.
Oh, thank you, Michiko-san. Another thing that I learned through this experience of not
Mhm.
being able to leave home is to sometimes people say, "How can I get hold of you?" I don't go to Bahamas, but now I'm beginning to have online consultation.
Oh, online. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah, would you like to, yeah, talk about that so that people can
just
hear?
before I always thought, because
Mm-hmm.
I used to, for almost 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
I used to travel throughout the States and many
Mm-hmm.
places, teaching seminars and workshops. But that would take me away from my office, my clinic,
Sure.
and people who have ongoing treatments. I had to stop.
Mm.
But then I thought, well, in order for me to make a difference, I need to be present.
Mm-hmm.
I kept this thing in my mind all the time until this problems or the pandemic started.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't leave home, and people, what can I do? So I started, we started seeing people on the internet, and
Mm-hmm.
that made a big difference in many ways. So
Wow.
this is something new that I didn't contemplate before.
Wonderful. So how can people contact you to get the online consultation? Would you like to give out your contact address or?
Well, it's just my email address is
Okay,
Cairo
Cairo. Okay,
P as in Peter
P as in Peter. Uh-huh.
Rocha. One word, Cairo P Rocha,
Rocha. Okay.
in small words,
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Okay. I will write down so that people can read it and contact you by email.
Yeah, if I can be of help, of course.
Sure.
Uh,
I'm sure that people will really want to contact you because I highly recommend Cairo because I do trust you and I know how good you are and I know how your heart is so good. I mean, people really want to be with the person like you with a pure heart, kindness, and so having the sense to care about people with love, and that's kind of the people that we want to be with. So you're just such a special person.
I'm very, very happy to interact with you, Michiko-san,
Oh,
because of that the connection we have. And and again, you have amazing heart, and in doing what you're doing is very special.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
path, your mission, everything you're doing, you do with such an integrity.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Such a
you.
devotion that Master Emoto Sensei must be looking at you very, very pleased, very happy.
Oh, thank you. I
That's
try
my
the best I can to, because I know this is such an important mission. And once people learn about this water and the message from water, how our consciousness and water is really, they are so connected. And actually, this is the law of vibration. Hado no hosoku. It's a law of vibration. And that's law of vibration is law of attraction. And that is law of the universe. So people can be happy, people can be very abundant, can be healthy without having anything material, physical things. We have everything inside. And that's just like you say, we are, sharing the same idea or the truth. That's the truth to me.
It's the same level, Michiko-san. We work in the same thing. It's just so you work with liquid, I look with other things, but water is a major healing vehicle, as you know. I've known about this for so long, and I see that in my practice. And when I come across Emoto Sensei's work, I've said, "Whoa, this is special. This is so inspired." And it was such an honor to meet him and talk about this. And then after that long gap, I got to meet you in Montreal.
Right, in Montreal. Well, the first time was in Montreal. Wow.
The first time in Montreal, I had the pleasure of meeting you in person. So I think it's basically we're doing similar things.
Right.
But the goal is the same, to uplift humankind.
Yes.
Yeah, to bring light into people's lives. And that's all it takes.
Right. Yeah. I'm so happy that you are helping people with your way, with your method. And thank you so much for doing that. And I can't wait until we meet each other in person again.
Yes, absolutely, Michiko. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
And thank you so much for opening this space for me.
Well, thank you so much. I would like to have you back again. And I would like to finish this by giving your email address one more time. It's Cairo, CAIROP @gmail.com. Right?
Yes, that's right.
Thank
that's
you.
Right.
And you're giving the online consultation also. So please, people, if there's any way you are looking for the help, I highly recommend Cairo. I know him for this in this past maybe 6 years already. I think we met each other for the first time in 2015 or 16 in
something like that.
Yeah, something like that in Montreal. Wow. Thank you so much, Cairo.
You're welcome, Michiko-san. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until again.
Until next time. はい、また会いましょう。ありがとうございました。Thank you very much, everyone. And I love you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.